Hello, everybody. It is Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is time for Frame Your Day with Efia. And it's going to be a good one. One, because I'm better, or I'm a lot better than I was before. And two, today's topic is use of words. Use your words. So I'm just making sure everything is up and running and I can hear clearly, and that way I know you guys can hear clearly. Jean-Louis and Perry, thanks so much for joining me today. If this is your first time tuning in, this is Frame Your Day with Efia. We go about 15 minutes, and this is where I take some time and really give you some nuggets and some tools that you can empower yourself to walk in victory. So thank you so much for joining. I just kind of lost myself in what I was doing here. I'm just quickly checking, and then we're going to get into it. Looks like everything is good. Okay. So we start off all the time with the daily word. The Daily Word Frame Your Day for Victory in 60 Seconds, a book I have written. It's going to be a year as of tomorrow. So tomorrow it's 1 year anniversary, one year birthday, whatever you want to call it. So if you have the book, I want you to go to page 153, which is for day 145. And today's word says, today as you go forward with all triumph, know that today is your mountain-moving, giant-slaying day. Enough is enough, and victory is in you, waiting to come out and show itself off. Everything you need for winning is in you. If you're not sure, stop and think about the last situation you fought through. You won that, and I know because you're reading this today. You're a champion slayer, and quitting is not allowed. Today, your name is Champion, Giant Slayer, Mountain Mover. That is who you are today. Listen, take these tips and use them. Use them. And if you haven't gotten yourself a copy, make sure you go get yourself a copy. I'm telling you, you'll get some spiritual food, you'll be empowered, and you will walk out your victories daily. So let's go into today's topic. Today's topic is use of words, or use your words. My question for you would be, are you aware of the power that lies in words? Go ahead. Are you aware? Do you know words are not just things we say? It's power in words. There is real power in the words you let come out of your mouth. Every word spoken will either build up or tear down. Oh, you know what? Let me just give a big shout out to RHF. If you haven't gotten them, check them out on the web, RHF. Okay. So now, the sum, right now, where you are in your life is because of the sum total of words you have spoken. Now, there was a lie that we learned as children, and I'm going to tell you, I know everyone heard it. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That was a big lie. That was a big lie told to us as children because we did not understand the power that lives in words. Words will go down into the innermost parts of your being, and they will remain there unless we can get them dealt with. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but your bones will mend. It seemed like it was so much work. No, words can do more damage than physical harm. Lolita, you are a mountain mover. That is who you are, girl. Go for it. So listen, let's go into the word. I'm going to show you guys some stuff today. God spoke everything into being. Genesis 1:3 says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. He said, let there be light, and there was light. Word spoken causes the earth to produce and bring forth. God said, let there be light. But in Genesis 1:1, it says, God created the heavens and earth. So listen to this. So if God created the heavens and earth, and then he said in verse 3, God said, let there be light, and there was light. The earth was already formed, and the earth had to then bring forth what God had already said. This is where we are. Our words bring forth life, and our words can bring forth death. Proverbs 18:12 says, death and life in the power of the tongue, and they that love shall eat the fruit thereof. We know what we say is what will come out of our mouth. What we say is what we will eventually see. Listen, words create everything you see, and it still holds true today. If we go to John 11:43, Jesus says, and when he had spoken, he cried out with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. He spoke a word and called life back into a thing. If Jesus did that, showing us as the example, speak life. You speak life. Call things forward, and it must come back to life if it was dead. Jesus didn't go in and touch Lazarus. He didn't have a dance party. He didn't call, none of that. He just said, Lazarus, come forth. And the word manifested, and Lazarus came forth. I want you to also see where in Mark 11:14, Jesus had walked past a fig tree. And something took place between him and the fig tree. We know that there was no fruit on the fig tree, but it says, and Jesus answered and said unto it. There was a conversation that was had between Jesus and the fig tree, because it would not have said Jesus answered and said unto it. So we know you must be in season at all times. Now it says here, no man, Jesus said, no man eat fruit of thee hereafter forever. And his disciples heard it. Then the next morning, in verse 20, it says, in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. Peter now looks around and says, yo, hold up, Jesus. Let me tell you something real quick. The fig tree that you cursed yesterday has withered and died. So Jesus says now in Mark 11:22, have faith in God. That is what his response was to Peter. Have faith in God. Your words will bring forth, if you don't see it right away, know that in the morning, if it is night for you now, in the morning, or if it is 2 days from now, in the morning. Hey, cuz, what's up? Hey, Chris, thank you for joining. In the morning, have faith, because your words are going to produce and bring forth. It's going to bring forth what it was said, what you sent it to do. Jesus said, if you speak to the mountain and cast it into the sea, it must do that if you speak with faith. You cannot doubt what you say. Hey, Drew, thanks for joining. You cannot doubt what you say and expect to get results. Please understand, your words have power. So you must speak your words with authority and with the power that lies within you. But if you doubt, you can't expect to get results. So one thing, I want you to say what you are believing. Say what you're believing for. Say it out loud. Say it over and over and over until it manifests. Don't ever stop saying what you are believing for, but you must believe it. Believe it. Because if you're not going to believe it, don't say anything. Now, Romans 4:17, it says, before him who he believed, even God, who quickens the dead and called those things that be not as though they were. Understand, even God called the things he did not see as if they were, and they became. So if we are created in his image and in his likeness, you can open your mouth and you can speak things into existence. God didn't speak with doubt. He spoke knowing that what he said was going to come to pass. So I'm telling you today, what you say will come to pass as long as you don't doubt yourself. Now, I need to show you something. If you have your Bible, if you don't, go ahead and write down these scriptures so you can come back to this later on. This is a revelation God himself broke down with me, and we just went at it. So, John 1:1. Let's go there. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God, and all things were made by him, and without him was not anything that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Then we drop down to verse 14. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, and the glory as of the only begotten Father, full of grace and truth. Now, if we go over to Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Verse 3 says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. What did God say? I'm asking you, what did God say in verse 3? Anything that he said was word that came out of his mouth. God said the word. But John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning, God opened his mouth and spoke Jesus. Jesus is the Word. Verse 14 in John 1:14 says, and the Word was made flesh. Jesus is the Word. God spoke the Word. The Word manifests. The Word does what it's supposed to do. Understand, listen to me here. You got to speak the Word. If you want results, speak the Word. Use your words to speak the Word. Now I'm going to show you something else. As Isaiah 55:11 says, my word will not return unto me void. The word could not return unto God void unless it performs what it was sent to do. Everyone agree with me? Okay. Thank you, Raven. You just jumped in right before I even said, does anybody agree? Okay. So we know the word cannot return unto God unless it performs what it was sent to do. Now the word, again, okay, I was going to say this again. The word cannot go back to God until the word finished what the word was sent to do. So now here, the word accomplished what it was sent to do when the word was on a cross on Calvary and said, it is finished. Until it was finished, Jesus could not go back to God, because Isaiah 55:11 says, my word shall not return unto me void. The word was sent, the word became flesh, dwelt among men, fulfilled his purpose, said it is finished. He said it is finished on that cross. And when he gave up the ghost and went into the pits of hell, rose from the dead, and when the time for ascension came, that was when the word was able to go back to God. So every word you speak out of your mouth cannot return unto you void. The word must go and become what you sent it to be. It must do what you sent it to do. Your words have power. Understand this. If you can grab hold of this today, I'm telling you, you will see changes almost immediately, if not immediately. You will experience what God himself has done. Raven, it blew you, right? Wow. Raven says, wow, Jesus. Listen to me. The word must do what you sent it to do. So good or bad, whatever you speak, you are going to see those results. So life and death are in the power of the tongue. Again, we touched that. Do not for any reason negate the words that you speak. Do not negate your words. Listen, when you see distractions and storms come, do not change your words. Do not go against what you have said. Now, if you didn't see episode 5 from last week, where we talked about seeing through the storm, go back and watch that, because I gave 10 steps on how to get through a storm. Write down those things and, apply them. Because when you start going forward and things are happening and you get ready to say something out of your mouth, you want to make sure you're speaking the right thing. Everything starts with the right mindset. We talked on that last week. So here's another step. Use your words to build others. Words are powerful. And why must we use words to tear people down? Why must we sit there and gossip about each other? Why must she did this, he did that, this. Forget all of that. You're not building up anybody. Thank you, Perry. You're not building up anybody. And in turn, by not building them up, you're not building up yourself. Use your words to edify yourself. As you speak good of others, you will also hear. You will hear what you say. What is in you? What are you full of? Because what comes out of your mouth is what you are full of. Everybody on Instagram, thank you so much for joining. I'm just inside of this right now. Also, I want you, only speak faith. Don't speak nothing but faith. Do not. Because if you do, you change your situations and you cause everything to either go chaotic or cancel out. You don't listen. We don't have time for that. Not in these days. Not, listen here. We are in the last days. Let's be real. We're seeing all this madness taking place. So your words are very important on what you listen. We are now in. I think we're almost in remnant stage, to be honest. But we need to open our mouths and speak and build and use love. We got to use love. Speak love. Be love. You are love. This is what we are here to do. Love on each other. And love is supporting each other. Love is action. Love is not just a word. Okay? So here, another one is okay, I'm going to give you guys this one. Back in 2007, I remember sitting in a parking lot when I was living in Florida. And I was getting ready to go into my aunt's house. And for some reason, I was just sitting there praying. And God said to me, every word you speak is a spirit. And you will be held accountable for every word you let come out of your mouth. He gave that to me 10 years ago. I'm giving it to you today. Every word you speak is a spirit. And every word you let come out of your mouth, you're going to be held accountable for it. We can't say, oh, I didn't know. I didn't mean that. I just said, oh, no. No. You opened your mouth and you let words out. You knew exactly what you were saying. Even in the heat of an argument, even in anything, we are responsible for what we say. We let the words come out of our mouth. So God is going to hold us accountable for every word we spoke. And now that you have that little nugget today, I implore you, I urge you to think before you speak. Are you building up somebody? Are you tearing down somebody? Are you building up yourself? Are you tearing down yourself? Listen, we got to use our words effectively. Effectively. Renew your mind with the word. I want you to renew your mind. Go and renew your mind. The right words, once you put the right words in your head, the right words will come out of your mouth. Again, the question is, what are you full of? What are you ingesting on a daily basis? What are you allowing yourself to take in that you are now spewing back out? Or are you spewing out something? Or are you giving something back in love through your mouth? Hey, Tracy, thanks for joining me. What are you letting come out of your mouth? What are you doing? Listen, I want you to also look at using the powerful I am statements. It is time to build ourselves up. Build up our children, build up our elderly, build up everything around us. Because when we build it up, we will have the life that we create. Our words create. If you don't like where you are, then you got to start changing your words. But in order to change your words, you have to change your mind. Because your mind allows those words to come out. What your heart is full of is what you will release. Thank you so much for the emotions that are coming across the screen. Listen, I'm going to give you 8 tips. We kind of touched on them. I want you, if you have a pen, write them down. If not, come back and watch it again and then make your notes. 8 tips for using words for manifestation. If you want to see manifestation in your life, then I want you to use these tips. I use them on a daily basis. And I'm telling you, I am proof that that these things work, and what God has told me works. God doesn't lie. God does not lie. So 1, I want you to say what you mean and mean what you say. Number 2, say what you are believing for. Say it over and over until it manifests, and don't say anything different. Number 3, do not negate your words when distractions or storms come. Don't. Because it's just a distraction. Just something to get you off your focus. What number are we on? Number 1, 2, 3. Number 4. Number 4. Use your words to build others. Use your words to build others. Yes, Ian. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Number 5. Only speak words of faith. Number 6, renew your mind with the word. I want you to go in, renew your mind with the word. Number 7, use powerful I am statements. Because the I am statement will reinforce you and you allow God to come in and be who he said he will be. He is everything you need. I'm telling you, you got this. And number 8, this is really simple, but it can be really profound and really big. Keep silent if you can't say nothing good. If you can't speak life, say nothing at all. Nothing. Unless you are looking to kill a situation that is no longer it's not producing, or it's not doing what God has called it, then remove it. But other than that, keep quiet, because we talk too much. Jennifer, thank you for joining me. We talk too much sometimes, and we end up seeing the things that we're believing for go completely astray. They go in a different direction. They collapse, and then we wonder why. Lord, I believe, and I've been speaking. But what have you been speaking? Have you contradicted everything you had started off? So listen, so when you make a decision, I want you to know, when you start walking out this decision, you are going to get opposition. You will get opposition. And the opposition is coming just to get you to give up. Once you make a decision, especially if you're making a decision to do something for yourself and for God, where he gets the glory, believe me, you're going to get opposition. That's just it, period. I want you to know, whatever happens during that, do not change. How you respond during the distraction, the way you respond will either bring you closer to the desired results, or it's going to negate, cause delay, and even cancellation on what you're believing for. Oh, I wish I could, you know what? I'm going to come back to this in a second. Okay, so listen to me. Those are the 8 tips. Come back if you need to, rewatch it again, get the tips, start applying them, and I'm telling you, you're going to start seeing results immediately. If you don't see it right away, you will see it in the morning. Just like Peter and the disciples saw the fig tree withered the day after Jesus cursed it to die. Said, no man will eat of you ever again. Ever again. And the next day they saw it. So here we go. Use your words to speak the word, and you will see the manifestation of the very things you're believing for, the things you have written down for yourself. Listen, I know you can do it. I know you win. You know you win. Let's take, if you need assistance, reach out. That's another thing. I forgot, I didn't even think of this one. Get an accountability partner that will keep you grounded. That will keep you, when things are happening, you get a little shifted and you're not sure. That person can speak life right back into you and say, hold on a second, sister. Hold on, brother. Let me tell you something. What you have been believing for, you can't let this come out of your mouth. Listen, everybody needs somebody. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking, the time to stay, hang out with me. I know I went a bit over, like almost 5 minutes, but I'm lying, almost 10 minutes. But this was some real good nuggets today. Use your words. If you know somebody that needs to hear this, then give them the tips or share this out with them. Something. Let people know that their words are powerful. And don't let that lie that sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but what is it? But words will never hurt me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That was a lie. And that lie must have came right from the pit of hell, because words do more damage than sticks and stones could ever do. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of week. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys next week and on Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Frame Your Day with Efia. Bye.